So, last time I built this planter around my yew, and today I'm going to be showing you how I finished it. The first order of business was to staple some weed membrane against the inner walls of the bed. This was to prevent direct contact between the wood and soil, increasing the wood's longevity. Next, I had to tackle the trunks of the yew. Yew cannot be directly buried, as the moisture from the soil can rot the plant and kill it quickly. I used some wire mesh to create a small cage around each plant. These were then lined with weed membrane and filled with gravel, which will promote drainage. It was now in a position where the planters could be filled with soil, so I took a trip to my compost heap. I worked it out and I think it was around about 3 tons of compost that I moved into the planter. The gravel cages were then cut down to the appropriate size. The next step was to cut and add some weed membrane over the compost. This was stapled to the edges of the planter and the overlaps were secured with pegs. I bought 600 litres of landscaping bark and added this on top, but I quickly realised that I would need more. So the next day I took a trip to the garden centre, bought some more bark, but also came home with some plants. I wanted plants to have similar needs to the yew, so I opted for some lavender and some rhodanthummum. In total, there are 4 different species of lavender. I laid the plants out roughly where they would be planted to make sure I was happy, and then I started to plant them. I cleared the surrounding bark and sliced the membrane. I dug out the compost until I had a hole around 1.5 times the pot size. The plants were then removed from their pots and the roots were loosened before being placed into the hole and then backfilled with compost. It took about an hour to plant all of them, and once this was done, it was really late in the day, so I lightly watered them and waited until the next morning.
So I was just up there filming the last part of my planter video and this snake decided to turn up. So I'm going to put him back in the river where he doesn't have to cross the land. And there he goes.
It was all about the finishing touches now. The rest of the bark was added and spread evenly throughout the planter. The plants were then given another watering, and here's how it ended up looking. Overall, I'm really happy with it. I'm pretty confident that the plants are going to take quite well. They do still get quite a lot of sunlight here, especially with the compost underneath as well. It's extremely fertile. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Have a nice day.